Greetings to you all. This is the course DED504, Introduction to Educational Administration and Planning. My name is Alonja Victorine Azipeche. I am a level 500 student in the Faculty of Education, Department of Curriculum Studies and Teaching at the University of Boya, offering the Distance Education Program. I will be presenting on the Staff Personnel Administration in Unit 5. This unit has 4 objectives. By the end of this unit, administrators should be able to state some 4 measures that can be used to motivate and retain the staff in their schools, explain how they can build healthy staff relationships, explain how they can handle the discipline of staff, and finally, discuss various ways of promoting the professional development of their staff. I am going to present on some measures used by the administrators to motivate and retain the staff in their schools, and also explain how they can build healthy staff relationships. This course is supervised by Professor Ebert Ashu Frederick, University of Boya. Introduction. School administrators play a very important role in making sure that their schools run well. One of their key objectives is to take care of their staff, especially the teachers. This means they must find ways to motivate and keep their staff, help build healthy staff relationships among them, manage discipline when problems occur, and also support their professional development so that staff can grow and improve. When they do all of this, it creates a better working environment, helps teachers feel valued, and leads to better learning for the students. Before we move ahead, we need to know what staff personnel administration is all about. Staff personnel administration is all about managing the people who work in school, especially the teachers and other staff members. It includes everything from hiring the right people, helping them grow in their jobs, making sure they follow the rules, and creating a good working environment. The goal is to keep the staff happy, motivated, and productive so that they can do their best in helping students learn. It also involves solving problems, encouraging teamwork, and making sure that everyone is treated fairly and respectfully. I will now move to the first objective of the unit: measures used by head teachers and principals to motivate and retain staff in their schools. Retaining staff in a school means keeping teachers and other personnel in the school over time rather than losing them to other schools, careers, or professions. Retaining the staff in the school has several advantages. Long-term staff contribute to a positive, cohesive school environment and shared values. Improves student outcome. It also enhances mentorship because experienced staff can mentor newer teachers, improves overall staff development, and reduces early career burnout. Again, when teachers work in an institution for a long time, they become experienced, have a deeper understanding of the curriculum and effective teaching strategies, which can lead to better academic outcomes. Even though retaining staff is advantageous, school administrators and leaders, especially those of public and confessional schools, do not have the power to retain teachers in their schools since they were not recruited by them. They only receive the teachers who are recruited and sent to them, though they can influence the recruitment of staff in their schools by informing their employers through end or beginning of year reports. They may also be given the power by their employers to recruit certain categories of staff, such as the PTA teachers, administrative assistants, day watchmen, and even nursery aiders in the case of the nursery schools. Though they may not have the power to retain staff, they can do a lot to encourage them to love working in their schools and will not want to quit. The administrators should motivate their staff, create a healthy school climate that will make them happy and committed to the school, such that when the closing time is approaching, they should be reluctant to go home. All of this will depend on your leadership style and decision-making approaches. Administrators are encouraged to be transformational leaders. They should have a vision, be charismatic, and passionate about their work. Transformational leaders inspire and motivate their staff, create a positive work environment, and encourage professional growth and development. They focus on building strong relationships with their staff, promoting collaboration and teamwork, and providing support and resources to help teachers succeed. However, it is important for an administrator to be flexible and adaptable, and to be able to adjust their leadership styles based on the need of their staff and situation at hand. Generally, an administrator may use the guidelines below if he or she wants the staff to stay in his institution. To begin, he should know his staff collectively and individually. Try to understand their personal and social problems and needs. This is very important. It communicates the feeling of care. For example, greet the teacher by name. Stop by and ask about family and about a problem he or she reported to you. Secondly, encourage the staff to participate in decision-making that concern them as much as possible. This will lead to effective implementation of such decisions. This is in line with the view of Carl Rogers, a psychologist and a humanistic theorist who believes that people are capable of making their own decisions and that they should be given the opportunity to do so. He argues that when people are involved in decision making, they are more likely to feel empowered and motivated and to succeed in achieving their goals. So, involving colleagues in decision-making processes can be an effective way to promote engagement, motivation, and successful implementation of decisions. For example, if an administrator wants to equip a laboratory in his school, he should consult the science teachers concerned so that they can tell him their needs. Thirdly, the head should give praises and recommendations when deserved. This means that recognizing and rewarding teachers for their hard work and accomplishment can help to motivate and keep them engaged in their work. When teachers feel valued in their workplaces, they are motivated and more likely to stay with the school. By Tomelo et al. 2015, in their research titled "The Effect of a Total Rewards Strategy on School Teachers' Retention," found that implementing a total reward strategy, which include both monetary and non-monetary recognition, positively affects teachers' retention. So head teachers and principals can emulate the example of these great researchers by creating a culture of recognition. For example, during end-of-year prize-giving ceremonies, prizes can be given to the best departmental results, most focused and punctual teachers. Also, administrators should establish clear local staff policy and the principle of justice and fair play. That is, he should set rules, guidelines, and practices at the level of the school that determine how teachers are treated, and these guidelines should be based on the principle of justice and fair play. That is, being fair, treating everyone equally, being transparent, and avoiding favoritism. When teachers are treated fairly and their concerns properly addressed, they are more likely to feel satisfied with their jobs and may stay longer at the school. However, these guidelines must be in line with the official staff policy of the employer. If the official policy from the ministry says that all female teachers who give birth should take 3 months of paid maternity leave, the head teacher or principal should not say teachers of our school will only get 1 month. That will go against the employer's official policy. Instead, the school local policy could say teachers should apply for their leave at least 2 months or at least 2 weeks in advance so that classes can be adjusted accordingly. Yes. To add, if it is possible, the administrator should provide within his means facilities and equipment needed by staff in the execution of their duties. Have an objective criteria for filling confidential reports of staff. Confidential reports are performance evaluation reports usually prepared by school administrators like principals, supervisors about teachers. They often include feedback on things like teaching effectiveness, classroom management, punctuality, and attendance, professional behaviors, just to name these few. These reports are not openly shared with others and may influence promotion, bonuses, or disciplinary actions. The administrator should be objective in writing such reports, that is, using clear, fair, and measurable standards when writing these reports, rather than personal feeling. When teachers know that they are being evaluated fairly and transparently, they are more likely to stay at the school rather than leaving because of unfair treatment. Last but not the least, school heads should not judge their colleagues based on preconceived notions. Preconceived notions are opinions or judgments made before really knowing the facts. There are some administrators who just hate their colleagues because they heard that they are bad. So they will always judge these colleagues based on what they heard about them, not taking time to study them and confirm such assumptions. As leaders, we should judge others based on what they actually do, not based on assumptions. Do not judge a colleague based on gender, age, race, or background. Give opportunities to everybody, not to certain teachers because you like them personally. I will now move to the second objective of this unit, which talks about the administrative tools used by leaders to maintain healthy staff relationships. According to Okumbe, 1998, staff relationship is the process of establishing and maintaining a cordial, productive, and harmonious working relationship between the various levels of staff in an educational institution. To him, healthy staff relationship involves mutual respect, open communication with cooperation, and fairness among school staff. This relationship helps create a positive working environment where teachers feel valued and motivated. In a school, the head teacher or the principal sets the tone for a healthy staff relationship by fostering a positive, respectful, and collaborative work environment. He or she might use some administrative tools such as consultation, delegation, and communication, among others, to build healthy staff relationship in schools. What is consultation? Consultation simply means involving staff in decision making by seeking their opinions. Head teachers and principals consult not because they do not know, but because they want to seek the opinions of others. Teachers have first-hand experience in the classroom. Their input helps the head teacher understand issues from different angles. Consultation shows that leadership is not about knowing everything, but about working together for the best outcome. As an administrator, when you do consultations, it enables you to draw upon the knowledge, experience, and expertise of your staff, while they in turn derive professional satisfaction for making their viewpoints known. This strengthens relationships and commitment. However, it is left to him to use his discretion to choose who to consult depending on the issue at hand, and the decision made after the consultation should be made known to those who were consulted. This builds trust and avoid misunderstanding and rumors. He should not neglect using the decisions arrived at, else the staff may develop lukewarm attitude in future occasions. Delegation. Delegation is another administrative tool used by leaders or administrators to build healthy staff relations. To delegate means to assign specific responsibilities or authority to staff members by the administrator. He delegates because he cannot do all the activities alone. Even if he can do them, effectiveness comes into play. In a school, the head teacher or the principal can delegate power to his deputy, head of departments, senior teachers, etc., to oversee daily operations, staff supervision, and handling of disciplinary issues. In delegating power, rules should be clearly defined. It should not be partial. For example, if you ask a PTA secretary to collect PTA levy, allow him to do it. Don't collect alongside with him. It is important to delegate power to a competent and willing person who will be able to assume the role or the task required of him or her. Delegation ensures greater efficiency in the execution of tasks and gives more time to you to attend to other matters. To add, communication also helps build a healthy staff relationship among colleagues. Communication means keeping others informed of what is happening in an organization with regards to policies, programs, plans, or problems. In schools, communication helps teachers and administrators share information, express concerns, provide feedback, and collaborate on school matters in a manner that fosters mutual respect, trust, and understanding. Open communication provides transparency, builds trust, encourages collaboration, and above all, reduces conflicts amongst administrators and staff. So as a head teacher or principal, establish clear lines of communication with your staff. There are lots of ways you can use to communicate with your staff. You may use staff notice. Staff notice is a written communication usually posted on a notice board, emailed, or shared digitally that administrators use to inform staff about important updates, reminders, or instructions. Staff notice may be typed and circulated among staff members, or a copy placed on the staff notice board or general notice board. For example, all staff are reminded of the staff meeting scheduled for Monday, 20th May at 2 p.m. in the staff room is a staff notice and can be shared through notice board or digitally through email or group fora. The administrator may also use a book for staff notice, which is passed round to every staff who will sign their names after reading through. Also, An administrator may also communicate effectively with his or her staff during staff meeting or informal discussions. Staff meetings are held as the need arises, but ideally scheduled about 3 times in a term. That is at the beginning of the term, middle, and end of term. As a head, give opportunities to staff to discuss the points that arise and avoid personalizing antagonism. That is, should not take conflicts or disagreement personally or to turn professional issues into attacks. This is not recommended for administrators. They should handle conflicts professionally and objectively without letting feelings interfere. Staying neutral helps resolve issues calmly and fairly, prevent bias and division. Personal reactions can create hostility and break staff unity. For example, if a teacher questions a decision, the head teacher or administrator should not see it as a personal attack. Instead of reacting emotionally, he should listen, explain his reasoning, and seek common ground. The administrator could also organize a meeting with his deputy, head of department, form masters or mistresses, school council, school prefects, etc. It is also advisable to insist that minutes of most formal meeting be kept, and administrators should create time to go through whenever necessary. Another important dimension of communication concerns your availability. As an administrator, you will notice that people will want to see you for various reasons. For example, visitors, staff members, pupils with difficult problems may be referred to you by the teacher. Be available as much as possible to attend to their needs. Finally, make people feel welcome. Be friendly, polite, and understanding when people come to see you. Your attitude to people is very important. Do not put people off, even if you can not help with their problems. I will leave you with this wonderful quote by John Maxwell, which reads, "People do not care how much you know until they know how much you care." Let us as administrators lead with care, and the results will follow. Thank you for your kind attention. Bye.